Now for the extra. Link Karibo. That is for brass. Brass and another monster, another Orcust monster equals most times a free Galatea. Well, not a free, but you have to use your normal. So you normal, Link Karibo, brass, summon the other one, Galatea, and then from there you do whatever. Smallest nightmare package ever. This is just for Sky Blaster. It doesn't come up too much, but sometimes I might get the 2 monsters out and, you know, Mothman and something, and then I'll just go into, you know, the Phoenix and then go into the Mermaid. Next up, my extras all over the place right now. Let's, sorry guys. So, next up is probably the main monster of Orcust, triple Galatea. A lot of people say 2, but there are a lot of times for me where the 3rd one comes up. Sometimes I need to consolidate monsters just to make more plays. So I was running 2 for the longest, and then I just said, you know what, number 3 is coming in. This girl puts in so much work. Next up for the Orcust monsters, one Longearsu. This guy puts in work, but he's not needed as much. I do summon him probably every duel. His effect does come in handy to just send something to the graveyard that's linked. If your opponent's not super careful with where they place stuff when they're playing against you, then of course you can disrupt easily. Also with Iron Dragon, being able to basically lock out more zones, so they're kind of forced to play into these cards that point towards them, is pretty cool. And the last guy for Orcust, well, the last link, Orcustrion. Orcustrion. A lot of people don't run him, but I feel like that is stupid. This guy is ridiculous. You shuffle 3 back, 3 of your banished dark machines, and basically he disrupts everything. He can throw your opponent's whole turn off. As soon as they summon a link monster and they put anything, if anything's linked on your opponent's side, then you can quick effect, uses effect. Those monsters become 0 and they get their effects negated. So he is brutal, man. Like, if your opponent's trying to set up, and of course while he's linked, he can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So he's like a combination of Galatea and Longearsu. He is ridiculous. Now, before I get to the other stuff, we want to talk about a couple more ridiculous cards. This guy is extremely similar. I used to play Orcust back before it was good. And I used to run like 3 after him. This guy makes it so your opponent can never establish a board. They have to literally deal with this before they even try to set up, because you'll be able to just continuously summon monsters. You can summon Longearsu under this. You can summon Orcustrion under this, and they'll be safe. And it will still trigger to nuke the main monster zone. So your opponent will never be able to set up as long as this guy's out and you have the field spell. It's impossible. I mean, of course, unless they hit it with a Veil or something. Next up, I never go into this, but Topologic Trisbania. This card is just for back row heavy decks. Same concept. I get to banish a monster that I summon. One thing that I often find is I want a way to banish my links so I can shuffle them back. You know, if the game ever gets to that point where you know, I've exhausted everything, I want to banish my links so I can shuffle them back. Of course, there's cards like, you know, I'm not going to talk about those cards yet. But yeah, this guy's good for back row heavy decks. Also the reason why I run 2 Babbles. Next is a Rusty. Yeah, I don't run the Phantom Knight package, but I had to squeeze this guy in because that double pop is enough. Double pop in the field spell in combination with some link, you know, maybe a Galatea's on board, you get that counter trap. One counter trap, 2 pops. The opponent's still going to struggle a bit, especially, well, not 2 pops, 1 pop, 1 cent. Excuse me, don't kill me. But yeah, man, your opponent's going to struggle against that. That's just what it is. Next up, Borlo Savage Dragon. This guy is very easy for me to go into, but I don't. I just wanted something that negates, and you know, he's dark. My whole extra's dark for the most part, except for those nightmares. And of course, the MVP, the best card in this whole deck, Dingirsu. I think he is one of the best cards right now, period. Just the fact that when he gets special summoned, he gets to send and you don't target. This card was bananas from day one. I wanted it to be a secret rare. I'll be honest, I often use the effect to attach material because I want to get that wand under him. I want to get that skeleton under him just so next turn I'm able to extend more. I often use him to summon my 3rd Galatea. And sometimes he has Orcustrion under him, so like my opponent will forget, and then I'll be able to bring it back with the skeleton or something, and then I have disruption for the, you know, the following turn. This guy's protection when you do attach, having those 2 materials to protect your cards twice. This card is kind of oppressive. 2600 is nothing to laugh at either. That's basically the deck. I'm still playing around with it. I'm still trying to come up with new shit, unlike most of these fucks out here. But let's do a quick look at the side. And this is a very fun side, but it's a work in progress, you know. I want to put in some back row hate for mine, but this guy, yeah, he's trash now, but I side in a couple of lights just in case I ever feel the need to get it off in these 3 borders. Just more starters, 2 mathematicians. People run Scrap Recycler for what? Does the same shit. You just can't send what? Wand? Like, and why would you send Wand when you could send Harp? You know, and plus if he ever sticks on the field, he gets destroyed by battle and sent to the grave. You draw a card, and he's Earth too, just like Scrap Recycler, and he's cheap as fuck. Like, whatever. 1 Jinzo, just in case my boy Mike, shout out to you, Mike. He used to play Altergeist all the time, and yo, I hated that deck, man. It was so hard to beat. But Jinzo searchable with the Crescendo, so I was like, I'll throw in 1 Jinzo. Gold rare for you fucking haters. Next up, Triple Eradicator. When I side this in, this card's live all the time. Dingirsu is the target. Boom. You know, it's easy to get him back. And with the returns, there's a good chance that I might draw another one, double up on you. You know, you might have no spells, no traps. You might not have any spells for 6 turns straight. That's pretty dangerous to a lot of decks, you know, but I don't side it in too often. This is staying in the side, but I don't know. Next up, Triple Prohibition. I just wanted a weird side that wasn't back row removal. I always side in back row removal and then never see it. Prohibition, I feel if I'm going first, I'll know, you know, especially say if I am not going first, or say it's game 2 and I lost and I'm going first or something, or I won, or whatever the case may be. Say I know what you're playing, I'm going to just Prohibition. I'll be able to protect this with Dingirsu. I feel like this should be interesting. I haven't really put it to the test yet, but I kind of like it. And then the last 2 cards goes in because my whole deck's dark. And yeah, if your deck's not all 1 attribute, yeah, you're fucked. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy. Look forward to the hate. And I'm kind of sick. I don't know if you guys haven't heard my voice enough, but yeah, I'm still kind of sick, just getting over it. And yeah. yeah, I've got some videos lined up, so stay tuned, all right? It's your boy Bug, and I'm out.